We are down to six players, viewers, and now it's time for the traitors to meet for one last murder. Who do they feel stands in their way the most for the win? Who do they need to murder tonight? Let's bring them in one last time to my turret.
What up?
Whoa.
Alrighty. Last one.
Yes, it is.
Holy shit. It's been a long, long journey.
Yeah. I just, like a minute ago, Brad just messaged me and he said, Daniel, I'm talking to Victoria and she thinks it's and Matt as a duo. That if she's killed, maybe it's the two of them.
Yeah.
And my worry is, and it's more about you, to be honest. I'm nervous that, if we end up going Victoria, pick out Caleb, I'm fine with voting with you. But if we vote Anthony, I will stop the game with you, Brad. But I think if he chooses again, he's gonna want to go for
If he
you
chooses again, I mean, you got to vote together.
to vote Brad.
Yeah. No matter what. If it's us
I
four, me and you vote together, more than likely
and
Brad's going to
and
go Anthony.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we get
I
Anthony out.
yeah.
Me and you have the votes.
Yes.
The,
And you are not going to steal the money from me, Matt, are you?
no, I could have. I could have. I had the opportunity to, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man of my word, and I'm hoping you're a man of your word too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. But that's it. Literally happened a minute ago. Which also I'm kind of like, I mean, Brad, you said earlier that if that you're getting close to Caleb anyway, so he might not kill me because he think, oh, hello, Phil.
Hi.
Brad himself, Brad nominated himself by saying that.
Yeah, he literally said like, oh, like I'm getting close to Caleb, whatever, just letting you guys know, like I don't really believe him, but this is what he's saying. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, getting his good graces. I'm like, yeah, maybe he won't kill him. I'm just like, dude, you're literally you're telling us that, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, hello, Phil.
Well, welcome, traitors. A game well played. You've made it to your final visit to my turret. This is an important decision. Tonight, you will decide the final murder of the game. Some quick questions. Daniel, how are you feeling knowing Matt did not murder you? Well, were you concerned at all?
I was 99% not concerned, but like I told Matt, I know a gamer when I meet one, and I know Matt had to even thought about it, like, oh, what and cons. Maybe he thought about it beforehand. So I wasn't worried in the sense that I don't think that it would have been good for his game to murder me. I feel like if anything he wanted to, he would get me banished so that he has, someone else to go out. So I wouldn't say I was too worried, but I told Matt that there was a sliver of doubt, and I thought about talking with Jonathan before and mentioning about Matt in case that he did kill me, then Jonathan would have that little information to get Matt out if Matt chose to get rid of me. I chose not to because I was like, you know what, let's not do it. Whatever. If he did, whatever, I'll respect it. But there was a little sliver, man. I
You be
wish.
honest. If you were worried, if you were worried, you could say it.
Again, it's not that I wasn't. It's there. Because in like I've been saying in the game, you have to look at everybody, right? I was worried about you, and even right now, I have to admit I am a little worried about you too, just because you like games, I like games, like we know what this game is, and so I'm about that. I do want to win with you, and I'm telling the truth about that. I do.
I don't want to
But
win with anybody
there's
else.
yeah, no, likewise. I think that we're good. I just, it's always there, and I have to worry. And if I don't, I feel like I'm not um
Playing the game.
playing the game
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like I have to. You have to worry about everybody, and they should be worrying about us, but they're not. So they're not playing the game right.
absolutely.
Well, how did the two of you think Jonathan's murder went for you?
It's
What did it?
I think it locked it in. It locked it in. Brandon and Caleb going in there and talking about how they were talking to Jonathan and how they had this whole plan. it further incriminated them. So
Yeah.
I think we picked the perfect person to go. He had to go at some point, and when you're watching this, Jonathan, mad respect to you. Um, but you were onto
Yeah.
us. You were mentioning Daniel's name, and I know you were mentioning my name, even though you trusted me. So we had to do what we had to do,
Hmm. And I
and
think it helped even more that when they came in, they were going after Brad, and Brad ended up being like swearing on his Bible. So I don't want to say confirming, but essentially confirming that he's a faithful. And so when they just switched it over to me, it looked as if like, okay, you guys, obviously you guys know we're not going to go for Brad. Now who are you going to switch it to? And so I just feel like that helped too. And it was just very nice. And it also really helped that Brad told everyone before we said anything that, oh, Jonathan thought it was them two. Jonathan didn't tell me he thought it was Brandon and Caleb, but I just said that. And they believed that they had a question to Victoria. Victoria was like, "Is that what he said?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what he said." And Victoria's like, "Oh, okay, I must be confused." But really, Victoria, you were right. I just, yeah.
How do you guys feel Brandon's banishment works for your game?
it was like he was obviously convincing. Um, I would have believed him if I was a faithful, but again, that trust and loyalty came through, and it just made sense to get Brandon out. And I feel like everybody had already had doubts about Brandon, and we kind of just like kind of picked at the scab a little bit until it was too big of a wound to take care of.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree. It went great for us. Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you two talk. One thing that I would like you guys to talk is the remaining four players and why you might murder them tonight and why you might not murder them. I'm gonna let you guys chat from there.
Phil, I did have a question,
Yeah,
if you can answer.
if I can answer.
So tonight we're doing banish or stop. The player that we banish, would their role be revealed when they get banished?
No, so going forward, there's no more revealing their thing.
That's all I want to know.
You're welcome.
So,
All right.
and again, maybe something else you can't answer. Well, you just be like, all right, leave the Zoom meeting, and then we're just gonna continue.
Yes.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, just making sure there's,
Yep.
yeah, got it.
Daniel, we
Yeah,
literally have this game locked down.
yes,
I need you to
yes,
understand there's no
yes,
reason
yep,
to get squirrely, to
yep.
be like, I already did the conversion rate. It's about $108 US. If you need 108 that bad, you got it. But I'm willing to split down the middle with you. We
Mhm.
have worked hard. We have done it. Um, if our votes stay together, we're going to win. I guarantee you. That's what it's been about. So let's talk about the four people left in the game.
Yeah.
Did you want to start with someone?
Yeah, I was gonna start with Caleb. I feel like because Phil said who we murder and don't murder. I think Caleb's the obvious. We're not murdering him. There's no way we can, right? If we murder him, then everyone's gonna be like, "What the hell? What happened?" So Caleb's a definite no. But I think there is reason, if any, if it's small or large, to murder the other three. Brad, obviously, it'll be like, "Oh, he's a faithful. Like, let's get rid of him, whatever." And it'll be left with Caleb, Victoria, and Anthony against us. Anthony, as we talked about, as our I don't want to say concern, but he's the one most likely to flip. So I think that'll be a bad idea if we do end up doing that, just because Brad's going to vote with us over Anthony, and we don't want Anthony to jump over to Caleb and Victoria and um, vote against us.
All right, I'm gonna talk about Brad a little bit. Um, Brad is so interesting because every single round he's been convinced that he would be the murderer. That's been a common thing, and if he's telling me that, he's telling other people that, right? So him staying in the game, and let's say we do get someone like Caleb out instead, where we're like, no, Caleb's actually faithful. The suspicions that Brad has, I feel like will be directed at Victoria and Anthony. The reason why I feel that way is because Victoria herself is already mentioning that Anthony is in a duo with me, but Brad and I had already talked about that as well. And what I'm telling him that Victoria is letting me know, and Anthony, is that Caleb is the one who's a possible, who's a possible traitor. So I feel like Brad, if we go on a scenario like that where there's no Caleb, Brad's gonna trust me and you before he trusts Victoria and Anthony. So we may be able to go to it with just a vote, but again, our roles aren't going to be revealed. So we could potentially end it at 4. And if he's secure with that 4, then we got it. Um, I don't know if Victoria's still in the mix, if he'll still be willing to stick with the 4 people in there. Because I feel like it'll cross in the back of his mind, okay, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then who do we have? Anthony, right? If we were to murder Anthony. So again, I Anthony's probably one of those people that have to go to the finale because he is the only returnee left.
Yeah.
That theory would be ringing in people's
Hmm.
ears seeing Anthony in there.
Yeah. Including
Obviously,
Brad's.
exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously, if this was a situation where the roles would be revealed, let's say we did get Caleb, obviously he's a faithful, and then everybody looks to us like, okay, it's got to be, you know, someone here. I feel like Anthony's first instinct would not be to suss Brad or me or you. His first instinct would be to suss Victoria. So, but that's like if they were revealed. Obviously, we got confirmation they won't. So we honestly, bro, we not trying to give away the ending, but we could go to with the boys and
Hmm.
literally lock it. Anthony's my only worry, but again, if
It,
Anthony was to be like banish,
yeah.
you and I have a plan. Brad's gonna
Yeah.
stick with us. I
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
feel he's
No,
gonna stick with.
100%. He literally messaged me word for word. He said, because I asked him, I'm like, oh, what happens if the things get fishy? Like someone gets scared? He was like, well, there's no way I think Matt is a traitor. I don't think Anthony either. However, if I have to be honest, Matt's 0%, Anthony's like a 1 or 2%. I'm like, perfect, Fred. That's all I needed. I needed to
Yeah,
know that you trusted us more than you trust Anthony, and that's great information to have. So,
yeah, and that's perfect that he feels that way.
yeah.
That's exactly where we needed him to be,
Hmm.
and we got him there. He
Yeah.
trusts me and you above everybody else right now.
Hmm.
So even if it does come to Final Four banishment,
Like we're good.
he's gonna vote with us,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna be in a situation where it's like, well, do I trust these two fellas right here? And
Hmm.
God honest truth, man, I feel like he's gonna trust us too,
Hmm.
and still vote to stop the game with me and you in there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we're good.
Mhm.
Um, it's been a long game.
Very,
It's been
very, a lot longer than I thought. Like I told you, Matt, this is my first game, and I'm just like, I didn't realize how much of my life this is going to be taking. I like, it's been fun. It's been amazing. Would love to play a game again, but oh my God, I didn't realize obviously I knew the Traitors had strategy and everything. Like I love the show and everything, but like, my God, the amount of messaging and group chats and just talking and just crossing back and forth is just,
You
it's
think this is intense? You got to play a
insane.
Survivor org.
Oh
If you
God.
if
Now
you
I'm
play a Survivor
nervous.
org, get ready for the messages because everybody's messaging everybody,
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
I'm talking about like last second things.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's just like the show. That's why I
yeah.
don't do them. Survivor me, I love watching it,
Yeah,
but I don't like playing
yeah.
it.
No, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, right, we are going to end it there. A reminder 150 is on the line, and the title of winner of this season. Viewers, who will the traitors murder, and how will tomorrow night play out? We will see you on day 8.